I'm gonna say a lot of stuff that probably a lot of y'all don't want to hear, or you're not gonna like it. I don't care though. Pick that bar up, pick it up, and pick your self-respect up while you're at it. So if you're out there acting like a hoe, don't expect to find a good man. Girl, he's not busy, he's really busy all throughout the week, and he only has time to text you at night or on the weekend. We both know you're a booty call. Welcome back to another video. I think that this one's gonna be really fun. I actually got a lot of requests from my family and friends to do this. They're like, you should make a relationship video. So I'm like, what could I do? What could I say, like, specifically to help you guys? I'm like, let me try and help y'all find a dream man. And as you guys can see, I am inside today. Outside is a little too windy and it's too cold, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of noise again. So this is actually the room I'm currently staying in, so don't mind the background. And this video can be like for guys and girls. I mean, I'm just gonna be talking about like from a girl's perspective. Like I'm gonna be giving very girl examples because I'm a girl. But yeah, this video can like relate to everybody. You can use it and do the opposite, like not do the opposite, but you know what I mean. Switch the roles and you should still have the same effect. Okay, the first section I want to talk about is become secure. Before I want to like talk about relationships and dating and all that, you guys need to work on yourselves. And something I feel like a lot of girls struggle with, or people in general, is they just like don't understand that you need to learn to love yourself first before somebody else can learn to love you. And I see this a lot. There are many girls that will just jump right into a relationship. They lack self-love and they're usually super insecure. And whenever they get into a relationship, they expect their partners to make them feel better about themselves. And that's just not how it works. Somebody else can't make you love yourself. Like, you have to do that on your own because you already have this idea or this perception of yourself, and nobody else's words or actions can like go in and alter that because it's what you personally believe about yourself to be true. And I'll give you guys an example. Like when I was younger, I was extremely insecure. I hated everything about myself. I really was insecure about my looks. I thought I was so chopped, like it wasn't even funny. And when I got told by like all my friends and my family that would like try and reassure me, they'd be like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty, what are you talking about? Like, why are you thinking this? Like, whatever they said didn't matter at all. And it was so weird because like I had it in my mind that like, oh, they're lying to me. Because like I didn't want to think that like my friends and my family were lying to me, but like, if you're saying that I'm pretty and I'm so beautiful, why am I not seeing this? Like, why am I feeling like I wouldn't be feeling like this if it was true, you know? So it's like, what are you seeing that I'm not? And now that I look back on it, like I realize that no matter how many people try to reassure you about something or tell you something about an insecurity you have, it will never be true until you believe it to be true. And this leads me to say that you guys need to learn and know your value. And I see this problem in a lot of younger women, or just girls, I would say. But even like a bunch of older women still have this problem, which is crazy to me. And I remember hearing this or being told something that kind of explains or like sums up why women are even having this problem. Not even just the problem in general, but like how it ties in with dating and relationships, which is people will date who they think they deserve. Like, if you think that you are unlovable, you're unworthy, you're gonna find a guy that thinks the exact same thing about you and maybe even treats you just that way. And the crazy part is that a lot of guys will take advantage of girls just like this because they know you won't leave. They are aware of how you feel about yourself and aware of how much you value yourself. So they're thinking probably what you're thinking, which is, oh, he's the best that I can do. Like I get this at least, and it's probably the bare minimum or maybe even less. And they're gonna keep doing it because they know that you're not gonna ask for more. They know that you're not gonna be demanding more. They know that like you like it's like a crazy game. Like they know how you feel about yourself, so they're gonna play that to their advantage, you know? Which is why I think it is so important that women know that like you are the prize. Like you are literally the prize, so you deserve to get respected and valued. And this comes with confidence. Like once you realize how much you are really worth, how much value you actually bring into life, like you're gonna start feeling that. You're gonna start radiating confidence. You're not gonna let any and everybody talk to you all crazy or belittle you or make you feel like you're not enough, simply because now you know you don't deserve any of that crap and you deserve to be treated with respect. And then there comes a point where you'll feel comfortable to start setting boundaries. And let me just say this now. Setting boundaries is not just in a relationship type thing. You need to be setting boundaries with everybody. And I know that it like might sound easy, but it's a lot harder than a lot of people think. And I mean, it might come easy to some people, but most people that obviously lack value or feel like they don't have any value, they're gonna have struggle with this. But let me just tell you this now. It takes a lot of love and self-respect for you to go up to somebody or you to address somebody and let them know that they need to stop doing something because it's affecting you. It could also just be things that you don't like. And examples of this, like you could just be, let's just say you have started or being in a relationship or you're dating. Like if they're moving too fast, you tell them, I don't like the pace of this relationship, let's slow it down. Or you could be correct in the way somebody addresses you or the way they speak to you and they coming off harsh or they, I don't know, you just don't like their tone. You can correct them doing that. Or simply just you expressing your expectations and your needs. And something that I realized is that when women don't set or have certain boundaries, they tend to have lower standards for men. Because when you're somebody that never puts their foot down, never stands up for themselves, you're essentially letting people just walk all over you and do exactly what they want to do. And that's what they're going to do. However, if you're a woman that is able to confidently express to people how you want to be talked to, how you want to be treated, how you want it to be respected, then you'll have no trouble trying to figure out if a guy reaches those needs or reaches that level that you expect. So all I'm saying is you guys need to stop lowering the bar. Like literally pick that bar up, pick it up, and pick your self-respect up while you're at it. And stop letting bums and all these other people in your life step all over you and make you feel like crap. Know your worth and know that you deserve better. Okay, the last one that I want to discuss in this section is heal from past experiences. Guys, I am fully aware that a lot of you guys have been through a lot in your past or in your lives that may have developed to some unhealthy habits or some issues. With that being said, you cannot try and jump into a relationship when you have all that going on the inside. Like it's not fair to you, and it's definitely not fair to that other person that you're trying to involve. For example, let's just say you got cheated on, which a lot of y'all have been cheated on. I'm sorry, that sucks. But let's just say you got cheated on, and after that, you probably developed some type of trust issues. Okay, then boom, you try and jump into another relationship, and then you start carrying all those issues over to him. You start sneaking through his phone. You start thinking he's talking to other girls. You doing all this stuff, like simple stuff that you're probably getting mad at him about simply because you don't trust him. And this example is for instances that like guys actually don't give you a reason. I'm not talking about the unfaithful ones that give you a reason. Because most of the time, in this instance, in this example, they are giving you no reason to not trust them. They're being faithful to you. They're showing you everything that you need to see. But you just have it so pinned in that you can't trust anybody else because of what your ex did to you. I know you're probably just scared to let your guard down again. You're scared you're going to get played again. You don't want to look stupid. Yeah, I get it. I completely understand. But you have to think about the person you're getting with. Like, they don't deserve to go through any of that. They deserve to feel like their partner trusts them. And honestly, it makes me feel sad because you also don't deserve to feel like that either. You should feel like your man is very faithful. He's all about you. He loves you. He likes you. Or this person that you're talking to, like they're for you if it's an exclusive thing, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like you shouldn't feel like, oh, I need to go through my man's phone because you should never have to feel like that. Sometimes instances like this, they can turn on you because you're basically trying to find things that don't exist if your person's obviously being faithful and they haven't given you a reason. Like you're trying to like pick up things that don't exist, and then at a point it kind of like gets to be too much for that person and they're like, I don't want to do this with you anymore, because nobody wants to be in a relationship with no trust. It gets exhausting and it gets very draining. And all of this, why? Because of some dude in the past that hurt you. So I suggest from now on is to just take time. Don't jump into relationships. Like if you know that there's something going on, not even just trust issues, you just have issues for yourself, you need some therapy, you need something like that. Like take time for yourself, figure out, work on it. You need to spend some alone time, do whatever you need to do before you jump into a relationship. And it's just really good to just have closure and genuinely be happy for when you do happen to get into a relationship or do happen to be talking to somebody. It's healthy. It's healthy, and you don't have to worry about any of those things that you went through. Okay, the next section is stop attracting the wrong men. Okay, first things first is the way that you carry yourself as a woman or a young girl, or because I don't know the age range of people watching this. I'm just going to assume it's high school to adult women. No matter what, if there's a specific way that you carry yourself it's going to attract a certain type of man. Okay, so I'm gonna say a lot of stuff that probably a lot of y'all don't want to hear, or you're not gonna like it. I don't care though. I really don't care, because I'm here to tell the truth, and I'm not biased whatsoever. I'm just telling it how it is, and I hope that y'all respect that. And if you don't, I don't care. Click out of my video, but don't forget to like. Okay, first we're gonna talk about physical appearance, how you carry yourself physically. And if you're a type of girl that likes to dress very scandalous, very skin show, very sexy red-esque, you're going to be attracting a certain type of man. And I think we all know what type of man. Like, as soon as I wrote this, I was thinking like Cardi B and Offset. Like, think about how their relationship is. Not that like Cardi B, you know what I mean. I'm not even gonna go into that. But usually these men that are attracted to these women, they have different types of intentions. Opposed to if you're a woman or a girl that dresses very put together, very modest, very cute, and you're going to obviously attract a different type of man, which we'll get into later. And let me address this first and foremost. If y'all are watching this video and you're watching this part and you're like, it don't matter what I wear, I don't care what I wear and what men think, that's not what this is about. I'm here to inform you guys why you're picking bums, or not even why you're picking bums, but why you're attracting these certain type of men. So not too much. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. And I'm sorry to tell you guys, but when you throw yourself together that way, you will be attracting the more up there men. I'm just gonna say that now. This is like a little sneak peek, but yeah, that's how you want to be. And I'm not saying that like you can't show a little here and there, but be very tasteful about it. Be very elegant about it. You know what? I'm going too much in. If y'all want a video on like, you know what? Let me stop. And when I say the way you carry yourself, I don't mean like just physical. Like, it's also your behavior as well. So if you're out there acting like a hoe, don't expect to find a good man. I'm sorry to say it. Sorry, not sorry. But how are you gonna find a good man? Like, just think about that. And this is for multiple reasons. The first being, literally, I think it's obvious. Nobody wants to be with somebody that has been with everybody. And even if we re-say that, I will. Nobody wants to be with somebody who has been with everybody. It's just distasteful. I'm sorry, but it's distasteful. So if you're that girl and I see multiple girls be like, gonna have my hot girl summer, we finna be outside. It's not cute. And I'm sorry, and I'm only saying that because it's not gonna come off well. Like, for one, it's not cute. But that's if you're doing activities that you know what I'm talking about, what type of activities I'm talking about. But it just doesn't come off well to the type of man that you really want to attract. Yeah, so now we're gonna go back to those men that I was talking about, those specific type of men that you attract when you dress a certain way and stuff like that. So I want to address them, but I don't want to say men of high value. I like high value men. I don't know, that just grosses me out. I like have PTSD from those stupid like Kevin Samuel videos. I'm sorry, I'm just not with it. So I'm gonna just say men of higher caliber. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, those type of men are more attracted to women that do look put together, have something going for themselves, have confidence. Everything that I was literally talking about before, like becoming secure section, they love that type of woman. And then with the physical thing, they find it to be like, if you dress or you present your way or present yourself a certain way, which was that way that I described and like more, they kind of assume that you have some type of self-respect. And I don't know, you just take pride in the way you look. When they see those type of women that dress very revealing, very sexy, red-like, and are loud and like are wanting a specific type of attention, they come off very immature. And let me say this first. When I say loud and like wanting attention, I mean like the bad type. Like, you can be a confident, beautiful woman whose presence just feels like you don't even need to do much to catch people's attention. That's the good type. And there's like a lot of women that are very confident and loud, but it's like not the disturbing the peace type of loud. Like, you're annoying, get out of my face type of loud. Like, you're doing too much. Like, I hope you understand the difference. But they usually tend to steer away from those women. So just be aware of how you're carrying yourself as a woman. And I mean, probably a lot of you guys don't like this part, which is fine to me. I don't really care. But you can be unapologetically yourself. If that's what you want to wear, you want to wear a poster girl dress to, I don't know, out in public, and that's on you. I'm not telling you you can't wear it. I'm not telling you you shouldn't wear it. I'm just saying that if you want this type of man, don't expect to be doing these type of things. Don't expect to be looking this type of way. And I mean, that's really what I advocate for too, like trying to better yourself. I hope y'all get what I'm trying to say. Okay, next. The next thing that I noticed that a lot of girls tend to do is they will expect like the guy they're talking to, or like just a guy or a man, to have something that they don't even have themselves. And what inspired this is because me and my boyfriend will literally be watching like gold digger videos, or like, it's literally the gold digger videos, but they'll pull up or they'll go hit on the girl, right? It's a test, obviously. They'll go hit on the girl, see if they feeling them. Usually they're not feeling them. And then they'll go back to like their car, and they got like this really good car, like a freaking Lamborghini or a Porsche or whatever, a big car that makes it seem like they have money, that has something going for themselves. And then every single time the girl will turn around and she will fall right into it, and then she'll prove that she's a gold digger, blah, blah, blah. But then when they're in the car and like he's kind of like telling them off, like you're only here talking to me not because you like me or you're interested in getting to know me, but because you know I have money. And then they will get so defensive and get so upset about it, and they'll be like, well, this is probably a rental, this is probably this and that. And mind you, they're always asking for money. They're always asking for money because for some reason not a lot of girls like tricks. And I mean, like what you like, but like, you know. And so they'll get really defensive, and they'll just be like, well, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to have this, and then, but they don't even have that themselves. And so I just thought it was so funny every time I watch these videos, they get out all mad or whatever, and they're like, this is probably a rental, this ain't even real, this is not. And he'd be like, it don't matter if it's a rental or not, you're walking. Like, where is your car? How are you gonna get, like, you know what I mean? Like, they get so pressed about things and like expecting things from guys or from like the person that they're talking to. And this can go for men too. You're expecting these things from this girl, you're expecting them to have all this stuff together. You don't even got it yourself. You don't even have it yourself. And I'm only bringing this up because I know there are girls out there that will set standards, which is good. Like we talked about, you want to set standards, but they will set them so high and they will want the utmost of a man, but it just makes them look silly because like you don't even have these things, that you're not even close. Like you'll literally be working at Taco Bell and you're like, my man needs to be a CEO of a business, he needs to have this, he needs to have that, and it's like, girl, like it just makes you look kind of stupid. I'm not trying to sit here and say like you can't have somebody that, or you can't want somebody that has more, because you can, but you better make sure that you also got something going on for yourself too, you know? Because like at that point, then the question comes, what value do you bring? Like, what are you bringing to the table, you know? And if you have nothing to show for it, nothing to bring for it, why should they be with you? Why should they want to? And like, like at that point, I don't know, it just makes you look silly. And this is exactly why I always talk to you guys about always trying to level up and do better in your life. And not just to attract a certain type of man or get a certain type of man, but to do it for yourself. Because you want to be the girl that has a lot going for herself. You want to be the it girl. Like, you want to be the girl that gets her money. You want to be the girl that builds her dreams. You want to be the girl that works on herself. The girl that has hobbies. Like, you want to be that person. And all of this is what attracts, like, that life that you want. That attracts the people that you want. Okay, the next section I want to talk about is signs he is playing you. And I really felt like I needed to add this part because when girls need a relationship advice or when they're dating, they just, I don't know why we find it so hard to figure out if a guy likes us or not. So I'm going to just make it easy so you're not wasting your time. Once you see something, a red flag, you run the next way and you go get somebody else. And for this section, I would like to say I did a lot of research and data. I actually collected some of the guys in my life that I knew or online, and I watched a lot of videos and I talked to them and I asked them a lot of questions. And this was them telling me like what guys would do when they're not really into a girl. So this is all factual. So you can cite me and I will cite them. Okay, the first thing you need to know that if a guy likes you, you will not be confused about it because they are very clear. They are very clear. Now let's get into the examples. We're gonna start with the texting situations because it seems that like when we meet somebody, we obviously ask for their number or we ask for their social media and we get to know them through text. Rarely we are meeting in person and doing stuff like that. So here's a lot of signs that to look out for when you're texting. First one, which I think most of us know is obvious, but not so obvious, obviously, because people are confused still. If he's not texting back fast, And there have been many instances where a girl will be telling me about a guy that they're texting, or they're like, I really like him, but I don't know, it just kind of feels, you know, and because he's not texting back in hours and days and months, like obviously he's not into you. And when I say like he's not texting back fast, I don't mean like in 3 minutes after you sent the text, like obviously in an appropriate time frame. But let me tell you this about guys. If they like you, they are going to text you. And if they don't like you, they're not going to care to text you back. They don't care. And usually when these type of guys like take forever to text back, you are usually one of like an option, or they're just using you for attention. Like they have no real interest in like getting with you, or even simply getting to know you at that point. And like, let's really think about this. If a guy actually really liked you, why is he taking 7 to 10 hours to text you back? And it's probably usually like not even that much. A simple reply. Like, come on, y'all. We gotta stop acting stupid and stop acting delusional and be real with ourselves. The next sign is that he is never the first one to initiate the text. If it's always you who's texting first, that means he like doesn't even care to talk to you. I'm sorry, but he don't care. He don't care, bro. This also connects to him like texting dry. And when you guys are texting, like he's never like trying to continue the conversation. Like you say something, he might reply dry, and that's it. Like he's not saying something to like, you know. One thing about guys, if they like you, obviously they're gonna want to talk to you and probably talk to you all the time. They're gonna want to have conversations. They're gonna want to get to know you. So if they're not doing that, they just don't care to get to know you, and they don't care to get to talk to you. Another thing to watch for is if he's only texting you in specific times of the day. And my purpose for writing this one is like if he's only texting you at nighttime, if he's only texting you on the weekend. And I think we both know what's going on there. Girl, he's not busy. He's really busy all throughout the week, and he only has time to text you at night or on the weekend. We both know you're a booty call. And no, we're not doing that. We have too much self-respect for that. We're not doing that. And at that point, he's only calling you because it's convenient for him and he wants something out of you. He wants to, yeah. So, yeah. Another sign is if he tells you he's a bad texter. I'm so sorry. I'm just a bad texter. No. He just doesn't want to talk to you and he doesn't like you. Because I know plenty of bad texters. And at some point, I was a bad texter. When I was younger, I was just really bad at it. But you know, at some point when you're not going to be a bad texter, it's when you actually want to talk to somebody. Like, if you are actually interested in somebody and you actually want to talk to them and you're having a conversation, you're going to make it happen and you're going to talk to them. It's like simple as that. Like, I'm sorry. If he's not getting back to you like on hours on end and like days have passed and you're like, oh, he's just a bad texter. He already communicated that to me. That's a green flag. His communication telling me that he's not a good texter. No, girl, he just don't like you, and he's not going to. And this also could go along with, like, if he's the type of guy to make excuses when you want to make plans. Like, if you guys are texting, let's go do this. Let's go grab something to eat. Let's go, I don't know, go hiking or something. And he makes an excuse for every single thing. Like, obviously, people are busy. But one thing about a dude, and I will say this now, if they like you, they're going to make time for you. They will make time for you. And I don't know if you guys noticed by now, but men are very simple creatures. They're very simple. So you should never be confused if they're messing with you or not, because they're going to show you. Like, if there's confusion, he doesn't like you. Simple as that. If you're confused, having mixed feelings about something, if you like, he don't like you, because he's going to show you. And this last one that I want to bring up actually could tie in with like making excuses for plans. And it's if he's being weird about like being seen out in public with you or being seen out with his friends. Like let's just say you guys do go out in public or whatever, and he's like acting different around his friends, or like he's like trying to create some distance. Like, he's not messing with you. I'm sorry. The fact that it's not even the fact that he like brought you out with him. Like, he's just acting, you know. I just find that so weird that like girls, like when they witness something like that and they like feel some type of way when it's like them being out with their man and they're around people, or just being out with people, let's just say the first time that they're seen in public together. Because a guy that likes you, he's going to want to show you off to his friends. He's going to show you off. He's going to want to be close to you. He's going to want to experience whatever y'all doing together. And like, if he's like giving you like, back up, or no, like treating you like you one of the dudes, there's just too much going on there. One, I feel like in instances like that, he's just embarrassed to be with you. Because what if, you know, guys are mean sometimes. They're really mean, especially their friends. So, like, this is if a guy, like, cares. This little boy energy. So I'm talking about immature. These are the men that you want to stay away from because these are signs he's not messing with you, right? Basically, right? But, like, they will talk to each other and then he feels bad. Or maybe y'all are already hanging out together and just out and about, and people around and their friends come. Like, he's gonna start acting different because he's embarrassed to be seen with you. He's embarrassed to be seen with you. And I'm sorry to say it, that's really sad. But yeah, he's embarrassed to be seen with you. Or I'm thinking like maybe party setting, y'all out and about having a good time, and there's women around, and he's giving you that distance. That's him basically saying like, I'm not with her, like, I'm available type thing, you know, like, you don't want that. You don't want that. So if your man or the person you're talking to is acting weird in public, cut it off, because he don't like you. He don't. And I'm just gonna end this section off by saying I think the mentality and like the mindset of having, like, when it comes to men, if he wanted to, he would, is so important. And when I say that, I don't mean it in the materialistic way that it's like shown around everywhere. Like, if he wanted to buy me a Chanel bag, he would. If he wanted to get me 1,000 roses every day, he would. Like, I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about time, effort, and caring. Like, if a man really likes you and is interested in you, he will give you everything. He will give you his time. He will show you that he cares. He will show you his love, and he will try his best to make you happy. Simple as that. Okay, we're making it near towards the end of the video, and you guys know I can never end my videos off without talking about God. And since this is a relationship advice-esque video, I want to be talking about a God-centered relationship. Okay, if you are currently in the journey or trying to start the journey of getting closer and having a relationship with God, it is so important that when you're dating or if you're in a relationship, that your partner is also doing the same thing. I say this because it can be extremely hard when you're trying to change your ways, to try and serve the Lord and get closer to Him. When your partner is doing the complete opposite, it can lead to a lot of bad influences. And it actually creates separation between you and God, because you're making like choices that go against everything that He's been teaching us, everything that's good. And when you do that, that's what weakens the connection between the two. Like, if you're actively doing the things that He's disapproving of, telling us not to do, obviously it's gonna create some push between the two, and then it leads to nothing good. And when I say it's creating separation, it's not Him being like, oh, you're disobeying me, go away. It's you doing that. Like, He is constantly trying to draw you into goodness and to do good things and have this beautiful relationship with Him. But if you're with somebody and you're trying to do that, but if you're with somebody that's influencing you to do all this other stuff, you're kind of just throwing it in His face like, I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to do this instead. And when you're doing that, it's going to make it harder for you to hear His guidance. It's going to make it harder for you to feel His presence. So find somebody that is strong in their faith, or maybe they're just now starting out, just like you. Y'all are working together. Like, that is such a beautiful thing. Like, you want to be with somebody that pushes you closer to God, so that way you're equally yoked. And equally yoked just means like you both are going in that same direction and you're sharing that strength. And in the Bible, the way that they explain equally yoked is like showing that let's just say there's two oxen, which are like two animals, right? And they said that they're yoked together with a plow. And yoke just put together, real close. And the plow was like that little stick thing that they put in their mouth and then they put over their heads so that they can direct them, right? And in order for the oxen to move effectively and work together, they have to be moving in the same direction. You want to be with somebody that is trying to walk that same path as you and go into that direction and trying to bring themselves to be closer to God. And it's just, I don't know, like, God-based relationships are like so beautiful to me. Like, I'm working on getting a relationship with God. I have this special connection with Him, and that doesn't take away from yours. Like, you also have your own. So when two people that have such a strong faith and belief and relationship with God come together, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like so powerful to me. And I think it's such an amazing thing. And God, like, He actually blesses these types of relationships when He's a part of it. Like, God has to be the center of your relationship for it to be stable, to me, honestly. Like, whenever I hear about any type of relationships that lack God in either one of the individuals' lives, it just never turns out well. Like, because it's just love. Like, God is love and God is faith. And if you have that in your relationship, like, there's nothing that can break that bond, you know? So just be cautious of when it comes to dating. If you are on that path, or you are already on that path of having a relationship with God, because if you choose somebody that doesn't even want a relationship with God, or they say they have one, they're the fake ones, God will remove them. No matter, it don't matter if you love them so much, and He will remove them. He will remove anything that steers you away from Him. Anything, like, He wants that relationship so bad. He's going to remove anything that gets in the way of it. He will. So be careful of that, guys. And that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you have any more recommendations of like what you want me to do, please put it in the comment section down below, because I'll be struggling trying to figure out what y'all really want to hear about and like what's a good video idea. And yeah, I actually had so much fun making this one. I hope you guys really liked it. I put a lot of effort in this one. And yeah, I love you guys, and remember that God loves you too. Bye.